Hi chums, we're on the potatoes again, and these ones are Cara, and they're planted on the 20th of the 3rd like all the others were. So, let's see what we've got here. It's a cold day today, but dry, but it's not going to stay dry for long. And they're talking about the coldest week in 20 years coming in. Now this is going to be a very good trick, because 2 years ago they told us that we were having the coldest week for 120 years, okay? So either we have the coldest week for 2 years or the coldest week for 122 years, but we can't have the coldest week ever unless it's actually colder than the one before, you know. Or we can't have the coldest week for 20 years because that's already been beaten last year or 2 years ago. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, I'm tiling at the moment. We've got our kitchen kind of reorganised. We have a couple of trim things, like the wee kicker boards along the bottom and stuff like that to do. And we've got a new fridge. It's arrived 2 days ago, so it's been sitting, letting the oil settle in the bottom of it. You don't put your new fridge on as soon as you put it in, because the oil is all over the place during transit. So you let the oil settle, and then that's nettle there. That's nettle roots, but they're long, stringy, kind of elasticy roots. But you let the thing, everything settle down before you turn it on and extend the life of your machine somewhat. But I was talking to a guy last night, and he's another kitchen fitter guy, and he was saying that he also is doing a lot of work taking out under-counter fridges and putting in freestanding fridges, and for the very reason that I'm doing it, because the under-counter fridges don't get enough air circulation, and the pumps have to work far too hard to keep them going, and they just burn themselves out. So that wee one I have at the moment, the under-counter fridge, is almost done, and it's about 2 years old, I think, you know. So that's that sorted. This is not looking too bad, actually. So to say, we're going for a freestanding like everyone else is doing. And talking of that, when we got married, one of our wedding presents from my mother-in-law was a little fridge, a standard half-size, you know, the countertop fridge, that we've all used for years and years and years before the built-in ones, and I'm still using that fridge 32 years later. It's in my garage. It used to be my beer fridge, but now it's turned into my glue fridge. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? It feels like they're down the back of the shed sniffing bags of glue, but that's where I keep my glue for doing the pens and stuff, you know, because if you keep it cool, it'll last, well, so they say, you know, so they say. But if you do keep your glue in a fridge, by the way, guys that do gluing, don't forget to take it out before you use it for a day to let it settle to room temperature, because it works better when it's not really, really, really cold, you know. So, where was it? Yeah, the wee fridge I have in the garage is 32 years old and still working the very best, and it's never had to be regassed or anything else, you know, so that's alright. But where are we? I think that's us now, folks. There's all done. I'm going back up now. I've got the tiling done. I finished the tiling last night, and I was lucky enough, I hoard everything, and I kept some tiles back from excuse me, when we were doing the kitchen 16 years ago, and I kept some tiles, 4 or 5 tiles, just in case one got cracked or something, you know. And luckily enough, I had enough tiles to do where the fridge is going. And well, I didn't have enough tiles, but what I did have enough tiles was to do across the front of the fridge and down both sides. So if anybody looks, they'll see tiles the same as the kitchen floor, but in between those tiles, underneath the fridge, there's a couple of bathroom tiles that I had as well, and I just stuck those in because, well, the fridge is never going to be moved anywhere else, so they'll just be dead on just to fill in the hole there, you know. So I think that's all our spuds out. So I'm up now to do the grouting. Rob in Australia had asked me to do a video on the kitchen, And what I'll maybe do is, I'll just take a race up now after this, and I'll show you what I've done with the tiles, rather than have to, it's easier than moving the fridge out, you know. I've only got about 10 minutes left in the video. But we'll see, well, maybe I was talking and didn't realise it wasn't going, well, that's actually too bad. How many dinners? There's, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 dinners. So that's alright. There's three potatoes in the bag. So that's that. So what I'll do is I'll just take a race up here now, and I'll show you the what I've done with the kitchen, and that'll be the easiest thing of all. So excuse the wobbliness of this going here. I'm not too. I've got 11 minutes left on the camera here. I'm just getting it into my hand here so that it doesn't go all over the place. So here we go. Oh, cool, cool. You can see the sky is pretty grey looking, and look at the beds. The beds are still awful. I'll get those done eventually. It's not as wet. Look at that there. Pure. Just that's what the garden's like, you know. So you can see that there's no grass getting cut and stuff. And there's my satellite dish on the ground because I got a new dish. I got the Sky high definition in. And it didn't cost me anything because I'm already paying a bloody fortune to Mr. Murdoch for Sky. So because I had the old box so long, they came and did it for nothing, and they got me upgraded, which is good because my other box and dish were getting a bit worn out after all these years. So we do see just to get my wellies off here because I don't want to walk in here and destroy the place, you know. Right, so there's there. That's our new fridge. It's 1.7 meters high, about 6 feet high, and this place is a disaster, as you can see. But if we go down here, you can see what I've done here. This is the space where the fridge is going to go. So there's where the fridge is going to sit here. So you can see it just taking the old tiles and done that. So the fridge is, you're going to see a space here, and there's another unit going in here I'm going to build, and that will cover that. But the tiles along the front will remain the same. So that's basically the idea. And then down the side here, I'm going to put white melamine or something just to tie in with the fridge. So it'll all work out okay. We were going to do the Korean worktop thing, but we'll just show you, just get a quick scan round. There's what has happened. This unit here, right, that unit was here, and then we just moved it down to blend in with the rest of the units. And the little stove, that's where the stove used to be there. That's where the fridge used to be, and what do you call it? It's now going to be a cupboard. They were taking the door of the fridge and turning it into a cupboard. And as I say, I'll go from this side and show you. So you can see it, the units are running along here now and up to there, and then the fridge will be behind that. So that's it. But as I say, that fridge there, that little fridge there, is in an awful state, and it's only 2 years old. But when we pulled it out, there was all sorts of stuff where you couldn't see with the door, all this like mould, and it was just horrible, you know. And it's less than 2 years old, not a good sign, you know. And look at the door, the dirt of the door, all those marks. That's actually just, like, I don't know what it is. It won't come off. But the door is white when the other door went on top of it, and that's what's left behind. So I don't know what's been going on underneath the counter, but I'm glad to get it out now, you know, and get a proper fridge in. So there you are, folks. That's where we are at the moment. A bit through other, and then we're obviously going to get redecorated and everything, but we'll get this other stuff done first. So there you go, folks. And I'll just go this way because it's a better shot to finish on because it's not as dirty looking, you know. So there you are, folks. All the best now. Bye bye.